In 1296, the Florentine Republic decided to build from scratch the largest covered building of that time. This building was the Cathedral of Florence, dedicated to Mary, St. Mary of the Flower, Santa Maria del Fiore. Why 1296? Because it was just 7 years after an important military and political victory. The Guelph government of Florence wished to create a symbol both of this victory and of its own stability. Thus, the cathedral is the first great expression of this new role which Florence had assumed in the geopolitics of that period in central Italy. The second symbol, the second great building representing this new role of Florence, Palazzo della Signoria, was to be built 2 years later. The architect of both these monuments, commissioned by the same Guelph government, was Arnolfo di Cambio. Arnolfo started the 500 years of great works on this temple, which is the expression of Florentine power, wealth, and pride. It is indeed a temple, so the political motivation which actually gave impulse to the project is expressed as thanks to God by erecting a magnificent building in his honour. In a document commissioning the work from Arnolfo di Cambio, the project is described as the largest church in all Tuscany. This was the beginning of the Cathedral of Florence, where in fact the architectural forms, the immense dimensions, and the beauty of the monuments all communicate a double message: the greatness of Florence and the greatness of its gratitude towards God. I say towards God, but in fact the new cathedral was specifically dedicated to the Mother of Jesus, with the name St. Mary of the Flower. Why of the flower? In the Middle Ages, Florence was not called Firenze, but Fiorenza, which means flowery place, place where things flower. Calling the cathedral St. Mary of the Flower was practically the same as calling it St. Mary of Florence. There was also a religious reason, because Mary is the warm ground out of whose human fertility and goodness springs the flower of humanity and divinity, Jesus Christ, the true man, but for Christians also the true God.